Sri Guru Charitra, Chapter 34, Rudrabhisheka Mahima. This chapter refers to the Rudradhyana and Rudrabhisheka Mahima and the story of the prince who died at a very young age but got back his life again. Siddha Muni continued narrating to Namdharak on Rudrabhisheka Mahima as told by Gurunath to the woman in the guise of Tapasvi. King Bhadrasena, after listening to the account of the past life of his son and that of his minister, prayed to Parashara Rishi to throw some light on how his son's future was going to be. The Rishi was hesitant to say anything in reply to the king. As the king was persistent, the Rishi said that the prince had only 8 days more to live. The king fainted in grief on hearing this. When he recovered, he fell at the Rishi's feet and prayed that he should show him the way so that his son's life could be saved. Moved by pity, the Rishi said that if he could earn the grace of Lord Shiva, the Mrityunjaya, there was a possibility of his son's life being saved. Lord Shiva is all-powerful. It was Lord Shiva who caused the Vedas to be manifest and gifted them to Brahmadeva to serve as a guidance to the latter in his function as a creator of the world, of matter and the universe of beings. Along with the Vedas, he also gifted him the Brahmopanishad, in which there was a chapter titled Rudradhyaya, describing the Rudrabhisheka Mahima. Brahmadeva narrated the Rudrabhisheka Mahima to the Rishis once, as described in the Rudradhyaya of the Brahmopanishad. His narration has been given as under. The study of the Rudradhyaya and performance of Rudrabhisheka would expiate one of all his sins and would endow also liberation on him from the cycle of birth and death. He said that Rudrabhisheka was a panacea for all the ills of the mundane life. All the Rishis thereafter, as advised by Brahmadeva, took to Rudrabhisheka. From the Rishis, it spread among all people, and everywhere the echo of Rudrajapa and Rudradhyaya could be heard. Whenever and wherever Yamadharmaraja's Dutas visited, they were repelled by seething heat generated by the spiritual vibrations emanating from Rudrajapa. The Yamadutas narrated their plight to Yamaraja. The latter rushed to Brahmadeva and told him about the matter. Brahmadeva told Yamaraja that he should instruct his Dutas that they should never approach anywhere near where Rudradhyaya and Purusha Sukta chanting would be going on, and they could move freely only where such chanting is not there. Parashara Rishi advised the king that he should invite 100 Brahmins and arrange for performance of 10,000 Rudrabhishekas, and bathe the prince with the Rudrabhisheka Tirtha, which alone could save the life of the prince. The king arranged for the performance of Rudrabhishekas as advised by the sage. On the 8th day, the prince fell down dead, but Parashara Rishi immediately sprinkled the Rudrabhisheka Tirtha on the body of the prince and bathed the body with the Tirtha. Lo, the prince came back to life instantly. Just at this time, sage Narada came and told the king how blessed he, the king, and the prince were. Narada told them that Yamadutas were there to take away the prince to the Yamaloka. But as soon as the body of the prince was bathed with the Rudrabhisheka Tirtha, the Shivadutas appeared there, snatched away the prince's jiva from the hands of the Yamadutas and restored the life of the prince. Yamadutas ran back to Yama and reported the happening. Yama approached Lord Brahma, and the latter told him that though the prince was to die at his 12th year, the Rudrabhisheka Tirtha bath bestowed on him a fresh long lease of life, and the prince was thus blessed to live for a full span of 100 years. Enlightened thus about the Rudrabhisheka Mahima, Yama returned to his abode and instructed his Dutas once again that they should be very watchful and cautious and should not go near anyone engaged in Rudrabhisheka or having Rudrabhisheka Tirtha sprinkled on the body or even wearing Rudrakshas on the body, because all such people are dear to Lord Shiva and enjoy the protection of his divine grace. Thus ends the 34th chapter of Sri Guru Charitra, describing the Rudradhyayana Mahima. Glory to the All-Merciful, the Omnipresent, and the ever-responsive Gurunath.